Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. If you jump on here live here on this Monday evening, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Make sure to give the video a like, a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so and share the video on all social media platforms. Good evening, Kevin Ron. Good to have you here. As always, tomorrow night, if you live in the upstate of South Carolina, I hope to see you at Beef and Rib Restaurant in Westminster, South Carolina. Me and my man JJ will be there having some fun, eating some great food, and talking wrestling and racing. So if you live in the upstate of South Carolina, I hope to see you tomorrow night at Beef and Rib Restaurant in Westminster. But tonight, my main topic is going to be college football. Before I get there, let me quickly say, since the weekend is approaching very fastly, that Saturday I have a wrestling show, and Sunday I have a wrestling show. Saturday, doors open at 6 o'clock. Bell time will be at 7 o'clock for Chaos in Cornelia. This is a promotion called Total Aggression Wrestling, or TAW for short, and just some of the matches we'll be having on Saturday. Going to be a great tag team match. Northside Heroes versus Dangerous Affairs. Austin Thorne will go one-on-one with Torque. Dynamic Dexter will go one-on-one with CJ Holloway. And Jacob Ashworth will go one-on-one against Hayden Seal. We're also going to have Jack Salem in the house. Jimmy Lee will be with us. Big John will be with us, and you never know who else will be there. So come on out. Saturday night, doors open at 6 o'clock. Bell time will be 7 o'clock for Total Aggression Wrestling, 205 Commerce Parkway, Cornelia, Georgia. Chaos in Cornelia. And hey there, Gubby. Glad to have you here. And Gubby, I think it's the first time I've seen your name in the comment section. If it's your first time here, whatever made you stop by the channel here on this Monday night, thank you for stopping by. And if it's your first time here, feel free to give the video a like, a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so and share the video on all social media platforms. And hopefully your name is pronounced Ragad. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but thank you for stopping by all the way from Syria. I love when people leave a comment in the comment section on where they are and they're not in America. So thank you for stopping by from Syria. It's good to know that somebody all the way in Syria is watching the channel. So appreciate you stopping by. If I said your name wrong, I apologize. And hey there, Bon, glad to have you here. And I do have a Southern cowboy accent, I guess, Bon. I cannot hide my Southern accent. Sunday, I'll be at Echo Park Speedway. Hey there, Kaysen. Glad to have you here, which used to be Atlanta Motor Speedway. The name has changed. Now it's called Echo Park Speedway. 1500 Terra Place, Hampton, Georgia is the physical address. This wrestling show is free with fair admission, so you buy a ticket to the fair, you get to watch wrestling. We're going to be there. It's part of the Georgia State Fair. Eddie Honcho will be with us. Joseph Von Schmidt will be with us. Carlito, Neil Koloff, Chrissy Vane, Eric Thunder, Johnny Swinger, Chase Emery, Tyson Maddox, Garuda, Tsunami, and Spiral will all be with us. Hey there, Austin. Glad you are here. And no, I have not heard anything about a girl falling in a sewer while reaching for a bucket of Popeyes. But if it was a bucket of KFC, I might reach inside the sewer and try to get it out myself. And hey there, Eric. Glad to have you here. But those are just some of the names that'll be with us on Sunday at Echo Park Speedway, 1500 Terra Place, Hampton, Georgia. And big long name that I'm not even going to try to say, thank you for being here. Hopefully, Kaysen, Austin, Eric, and big long name, hopefully all of y'all have subscribed to the channel. Thanks for being here. And thank you for being here. And hey there, Volkovich. Glad to have it. You here? Bernie. Well, that's a whole lot easier than the big long name that was on the screen. So thank you for clarifying that. Bernie, glad to have you here. And on to today's main topic, which is the college football AP poll. Of course, it's already out. So if you're a huge college football fan, or even in general college football fan, I'm sure you've already seen this, but I like to talk about it a little bit every week, just because there's so many people that get all in a tizzy when their team falls 2 or 3 spots, or if they want their team to be, either not ranked at all or ranked down toward the bottom, that thinks being ranked low makes you play harder. They get in a tizzy if their team is, in their opinion, ranked too high. Hey there, Destroyer. Glad to have you here. Destroyer, he was trying to be funny. He said that, so it's okay. But thank you for being here as well, Destroyer. But Ohio State is still the number 1 team in the country, and since they're defending national champions, they probably will be until they lose. And their defense is so good, they may not lose. They don't have the offense they've had in the past, mainly because, they had Travion Henderson at running back, it seemed like, for 20 years. But then last year they also added Quinshad Judkins. That's 2 NFL first-round, really, running backs that you lost. So, of course, your running game takes a hit. Theirs did. But they've still got enough playmakers on offense to score 21 points a game most weeks. And their defense is so good, if they get to 21, they may not lose. But, when you're defending national champions and you still haven't lost, you're probably going to stay number 1. Hey there, Alex. Glad to have you back here on the channel. But Miami's number 2, and I mentioned this last week, I believe. If not, I meant to. That as of right now, I think the Hurricanes are the best team in college football. I know their coach is a joke on game day, but eventually, when you have the talent they have, and they're so good at every position on both sides of the ball, even on special teams, the talent's going to overpower the idiocy of the coach on game day, and he is an idiot on game day. But they have the best offensive line in the country, and one of the best defensive lines in the country. Right now, still September, I'd say Miami is the best team in college football right now. That means nothing come December, because the Hurricanes, the last few years, their problem has been they start out so good, and then for whatever reason, around Halloween, they just fall apart. So if that happens again this year, then what they're doing right now doesn't mean diddly squat. But if they keep playing the way they're playing right now, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with come playoff time. Penn State, number 3. LSU and Georgia round out the top 5. Now, we have a lot of big games on tap this weekend. Of course, we'll talk about those later on this week. But if you have not seen the schedule, there's some great games this weekend. Hey there, Skippy. Glad to have you here. I was a big fan of John Rocker myself back in the day. But, of course, as a Braves fan, that may have helped the cause a little bit since he played for the Braves when he was an absolutely dominant pitcher. But just in general, I was a huge John Rocker fan. Now, he has the biggest head in the history of mankind. How the man puts a hat on, I'll never know. But he was fun to watch when he was in his prime with the Braves. But one of the big games this weekend is Georgia and Alabama, according to the schedule, because you have Georgia at 5 and Bama, of course, at 17. But I think Georgia beats Alabama by 21. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I want to see a good competitive game, but I just think Georgia is worlds better than Alabama, and I just don't think that game's going to be close at all. Ty Simpson's played a lot better than I expected. He was one of the reasons why I picked Bama to go 9-3. I still think Bama goes 9-3, but Ty Simpson's played very well. But Bama can't run the ball, and you're not beating Georgia unless you cause 4 or 5 turnovers by being one-dimensional, and Bama cannot run the ball. So I think Georgia beats Bama by 21, but maybe I'm wrong. Oregon, Oklahoma, Florida State, Texas A&M, and Texas round out the top 10. And Miami and Florida State, I believe, play 1 week from Saturday. So right now you'll be looking at number 2, Miami, and number 8, Florida State. So that'll be the biggest matchup between the Canes and the Noles in many, many, many years. Indiana jumps all the way to number 11. Texas Tech, 12. Ole Miss, 13. Iowa State, 14. Tennessee rounds out the top 15. And then we have Georgia Tech, Alabama, Vanderbilt, Michigan, and Missouri rounding out the top 20. USC, Notre Dame, Illinois, and then the initialed teams are 24 and 25, TCU, and BYU. I still think Vanderbilt is not the number 18 team in the country. They've got them ranked that high because they beat South Carolina, but I think South Carolina wins 5 games this year. So if I'm right in saying that, then by the time the year's over, Vanderbilt's win against South Carolina ain't going to be that impressive. But, you know, when the year started, South Carolina was picked to be a good football team. So the win looks good, especially, you know, winning in dominant fashion. But I think when the year ends and the Gamecocks go 5-7, 4-8, all of a sudden that win doesn't look so great. Hey there, Renegade. I'm glad to have you here on this Monday night. And Skippy and Renegade, I think it's y'all's first time here in the comment section. If so, for whatever reason why you stopped by the channel, thank you for stopping by. Please give the video a like, a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so and share the video on all social media platforms. And USC is a team right now that I'm keeping an eye on because, you know, we all know that Lincoln Riley is an offensive genius. USC's just had a problem stopping teams the last few years. You know, if they didn't score 45 points a game, they couldn't win. Well, they finally got rid of their terrible defensive coordinator, and this year their defense looks at least competent. And with the Lincoln Riley offense, if you can have a competent defense, they're going to be hard to beat. So the one year that there wasn't a lot of people talking about USC, you know, usually they're one of those teams that even when they're terrible, they come out ranked in the top 15. Well, they didn't this year. So the one year there's not much talk about USC might be the year they end up making some noise. Well, Renegade, it's good to have you here from the moon. Even when you go back to the moon, take your phone, your tablet, or whatever device you have with you, and you can watch us on a daily basis. Just subscribe to the channel and click that bell, and you should get notified whenever I post a video. But there's been a lot of people lately, not just on my channel, but other YouTube channels as well, that I've been watching, saying that they're clicking the bell, and for whatever reason, they're not getting notified. So I don't know what's going on with that, But even if you do click the bell, if you don't get notified, come back every day because I post just about every single day. Any thoughts on any of this, please feel free to let me know. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. What do you call the security guards from Samsung? Guardians of the Galaxy. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of three. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.